What's up, everyone, and welcome to That Crypto Hustle, a community podcast and a one-stop shop where visionaries, entrepreneurs, and hustlers share their blockchain and cryptocurrency expertise. I'm your host, Luna Vega, a digital marketer turned crypto addict, and my goal is to help spread blockchain and cryptocurrency awareness, all while fostering collaboration between all of us. If you dig the show, make sure to give us a review on iTunes, all while following us on Instagram, YouTube, and or Twitter. You know the drill. And just a reminder, anything we share in this podcast is not financial, personal, or legal advice. Do your own research. Let's do this. Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome to another episode of That Crypto Hustle podcast. So everyone is talking about the FYRE festival after Netflix recently released a documentary, one of the biggest scams in history, which caused over 100 million in damages, which is insane. Clearly, what's happening is people are questioning the integrity of social media and influencers, obviously other things as well. And models, apparently, who've been involved with this disastrous FYRE festival may have to reveal how much they were paid because court has been sending them subpoenas. So really interesting development of all these stories. So the list goes on, obviously. And one of the questions, if you are in blockchain, is how could blockchain have helped such scam from happening? So this is why I invited today Stoyan Angelov, who is the founder of and CEO of Evido. And so tell us, Stoyan, so first and foremost, thanks for coming on the show today. I'm excited to have you here.
I'm also excited. Thank you for the invitation. And it's really interesting topic. And I'm sure that with the blockchain, this kind of cases can be really solved. And even as a founder of a project called evedo.co, which is actually event management and ticket selling platform for event organizers, and we are solving so many problems that are actually kind of practical problems for any event organizer. And with FYRE Festival, is example how if you don't know what you are doing, but you have the right people to sell, you do big mistakes.
Disasters, exactly. So I think one thing that's important to realize, and I think that's probably problem number one, is the power of social media and being able to construct a story without having execution delivery behind it, without even cross-checking information. And so we obviously find ourselves in a situation where a lot of individuals paid a certain amount of money and then the delivery wasn't there. So how could potentially blockchain and the platform you guys are working on help something like that? So with Evido, what are you guys trying to currently do? What are some of the problems you're hoping to solve?
Let me start first with some explanation and short about the project. We are doing two marketplaces: business-to-business marketplace and business-to-client marketplace. On the business-to-business marketplace, we bring together event organizers, any kind of performers, artists, dancers, shows that you can book for your event or your party. Also, venues like clubs, music halls, stadiums, any kind of venues that you can do your event. Even a beach, if we are talking about a beach or island, if we are talking about FYRE Festival. Also, rental companies, companies that you use as event organizer for building your stage, lighting, sound system, and everything, and also sponsors. All this ecosystem is from businesses they usually work together, but now we're putting them in one business-to-business marketplace where they can communicate to each other directly, and also to pay to each other with the token that we create. And also over this business to business platform, we have a business to client platform where any event organizer can sell his tickets with 0% commission. Also, the B2C marketplace is a website where it's open for the public, and it's a kind of ticketing platform. With the business to business marketplace, we give a transparency first between the businesses when they pay to each other. They use the smart contract functionalities, and they're sure that the payment will be done, and also the work will be done. And if the work is not done, they will receive back their money. And we're giving more security into the process of working between the businesses, and this transparency also, because everything is based on the blockchain. It's a public also for the users of the platform. The people that are buying the tickets. Every ticket selling is also smart contract, and if the event is canceled, you receive back in a minute your funds in your wallet.
Well, that's I mean, that in itself, the fact that if you purchase a ticket and you have the security of being able to get your money back if the event doesn't happen, imagine all the lawsuits that they could have potentially avoided, especially when they weren't able to deliver and knew at that point that they were having issues. So I think there's a couple things, because I mean, anybody who's gone to an event, whether a conference or whatnot, and I mean, so first and foremost, like you, I have experience like having organized events, and one thing that people don't understand is the fact that when you're organizing an event, majority of the time you're losing money. It's really rare for you to actually make a profit, right? So I think that everyone focuses on that on profit making, especially with like Bitcoin conferences. Like when we saw the bull run, obviously a lot of people were able to have really profitable events, but majority of the time that's not the case. So first and foremost, right? And the second thing, you're absolutely right. It's like, how can you protect not just the person who's organizing the event, but also consumers? So yeah, the attendees. So, I mean, I guess I'm really interested in knowing, like, from your personal experience, like, at what point did you feel that something like that would be beneficial for event planners? And when do you think you're going to be able to roll out the first beta?
Yep. Also, it's good to mention that one of my businesses is I have an event company called FYRE Event, and we are doing some really big events here in Bulgaria and the region. We organize conferences, parties, concerts, and we're in this business since more than 6 years, and we can say that we're professional on this, and that's a kind of my background, and a video is coming because I understand, and also my team understands the real business. And you're completely right that maybe not most of the times, if you have a right planning and yeah, if you have a right planning, you can be zero. And the profit when it comes after a years of doing something. And definitely with using the blockchain technology and the smart contracts, you can protect the both parts. Organizers from one part, because they can be sure that if we do again comparison with FYRE Festival, if I'm organizing FYRE Festival and I'm doing it through the blockchain and through, let's say, Evedo, the platform, I will rent the people that will bring the equipment and all the other things that we need for the properly execution of the event, and all the accommodation and everything. And I will be sure that if somebody do mistake, I will not pay to this guy, and I will receive back my money, and I will have this liquidity to solve the problems.
So can you talk about how, as a vendor or even as a event goer, how do you get certified? Is there a KYC that you guys are putting in place, or how does that process?
Yeah, we will do everything in the beginning will be with KYC, also with personal interviews with the companies that will come into the platform before they are officially approved to use the platform. Because I think that it's very important to have the right businesses there and really professionals, because this platform need to work. And first we will do it manually, and also it will be really great feedback for us to speak directly with all the businesses that are registered into the platform, because we are still in the development stage. Next week or the week after, we will put live our first demo version of the B2C platform, and we are working on the B2B platform, and it's still early stage that we can do some changes because of the real business. And when we approach the real business, we already do it. We have a lot of conversations with music festivals now, not like FYRE, I hope, with event companies from worldwide. Actually, if you go to our website, evido.co, and see our advisors and advisory board, you'll see people from the event industry, from the entertainment industry. One of our chief advisors, he owns the Transcendence International, which is Dubai and Vienna company for booking of artists. He worked with Justin Bieber, Beyonce, and some other really big names. And I mean that we are doing the things, speaking with the real business and the real users of the platform. But I'm sure that when we have another 100 or 1,000, let's say, businesses that start using the platform, we will pivot on some way. We will do some updates and everything. But the basics will be there, and the main needs and the main problems that we will solve will be live very soon.
When did you guys start? When did all this? Well, when did the idea come into place, and why?
Actually,
I mean, I know you said that because you've been in the industry for a while, but I'd just love to hear more about the development of this.
Yeah, actually, the idea, my background is I have a event company, as I mentioned. Also, I'm a co-owner here in Sofia, in Bulgaria, of a disco club here in the center of Sofia, which is a venue for organizing events also. And I'm doing a lot of bookings with artists, with DJs internationally, also in Bulgaria, also in the region, and all these businesses that are involved in the business-to-business ecosystem are kind of my background. Mm-hmm. And in April last year, I was like just walking into the park, and the idea came to my head, and I was like, no, I'm starting doing this. This is the end. I went home, start writing, and start speaking with some people, reading a lot of things, and 3 days I was in my home and was brainstorming what actually we can do. And that's how the idea came. Also, it's good to say that I also was on the founding team of Locktrip. This is another one blockchain project. It's booking.com and Airbnb based on the blockchain. And we've done a successful ICO 2 years ago, and we raised around $6 million. It was 10,500 ethers. And now it's one of the projects worldwide that is working. And there is a platform with 200,000 hotels worldwide, and the people already book a lot of nights and stayings with 15, 20, even 30% better prices than the best prices in Booking, because there we cut all the middlemen.
That's
and
really
there's no.
So what are you guys using as far as which platform are you using to develop right now?
The blockchain part, it's we are doing ERC20 token. Mm-hmm. It is Ethereum based, and after our ICO, and when our marketplace is live and running with all the with cleaning all the bugs and everything, and after the ICO, we will migrate to another one blockchain. It's a lock trip blockchain that solves. It's based on also it's ERC20 compliant, and also it solves a lot of problems about the scalability, about the price of the smart contracts, and a lot of other things that will help our platform to grow faster on the blockchain part.
And so I want to
And
ask you as well. So as far as a payment solution, are you guys going to tokenize the platform, or will individuals be able to pay in Bitcoin or either Ethereum?
actually, when the platform is live, and let's say the business to client marketplace, you're a person that want to buy ticket for some concert, let's say, you can pay with Avedo tokens, or you can pay with cards. It's very important. Yeah, with credit card.
The fiat is the devil.
Yeah, it's devil, but we want to do mass adoption.
I see.
And we already have a solution which is developed. We use it in Locktrip, and we will implement it into the business to client marketplace for Avedo and ticket selling. It's a card payment. Solution that you can book, let's say, your hotel, or in Avedo will be you can pay for your ticket with credit card, but we automatically convert this fiat to the token through inner exchange, and we pay with the token. That means that we give the chance to people that even don't understand blockchain in Locktrip to pay less for their stay, and also to adopt the technology on that way, because the technology became kind of invisible.
Yeah, I mean, but what's really interesting as well. So, I mean, I'm sure you've used Eventbrite several times, and I mean, a lot of different event planners decide not to use it because of the fees involved. However, the beauty of Eventbrite, I must say, is the fact that as an attendee, you only get well, the money gets withdrawn right away, but I think that you only get the payment as an organizer after the event was actually executed. So I think
that's right.
So I mean, I'm sure it's really interesting. I'm sure that Eventbrite and other companies are trying to come up with solutions, especially after this documentary came out. I'm sure a lot of people are like, "Hey, I have an idea," and going into the whiteboard and trying to figure out how to solve some of these solutions. I guess my question is, like, how do you think we can do a better job as far as like protecting and almost having kind of like a verified sticker which says, okay, like this event is verified and you won't get screwed if you purchase, for instance. How do you think we can resolve that problem?
That is one of the there will be a rating system in our platform.
Got it.
And verified organizers will be they will be verified from the crowd and from the people that they work with, and from the history that they have as an event organizer.
So if someone comes in and they're completely fresh, you know, I mean, that's kind of what FYRE Festival was. Like, no one knew, but it sounded so sexy because they hired all these influencers. And again, like I mentioned earlier, now they're getting subpoenaed. And that's something really important. The fact that with social media, you can completely distort reality. And that's something people are trying to realize. So if somebody's fresh and they don't have all these different testimonials, how do you guys plan on being able to verify them? Because I mean, we still have to give opportunities to everyone coming into the scene.
And here is one of other innovations that we are doing is that you can crowdfund event. Let's say this, you want to bring Robbie Williams in your town. Okay, and you're event organizer or you're just enthusiast to doing this. First, through Avedo, you can do a crowdfunding of your event and contact with the Robbie Williams management and say, "Hey guys, I want to bring Robbie Williams in Berlin, let's say, and are you available in 5 months? Yes, we are available. Okay, but okay, can you give me 1 month to try to sell the event and to see what will be the interest of the event? And if they say, I'm speaking now some ideal scenario about this. They say yes, okay, do it. You have 1 month or 2 months to promote the event, and then you go to the music hall, which is very important, where you will do this concert, and you say, hey guys, I have Rob Williams, which is he say he's ready to come to Berlin, but we need also to have a place where to do the concert. And from the music hall, they say, okay, you have these 2 months, try to sell the concert. If you reach your goal, let's say you have a goal to sell 1,000 tickets. If you sell this 1,000 tickets, we'll do the event. If we don't sell this 1,000 tickets, the money are directly going back to the people that will buy tickets will buy tickets. Yeah.
So I'm going to be devil's advocate because I think also something that we're dealing with in the blockchain industry is the fact that we sound very utopic, right? So we get a little hate for that. And everyone's like, well, you know, it sounds great. It sounds like blockchain is going to solve all these problems. But when is it going to be implemented? And I think a big problem that Ethereum is dealing with right now is the scalability and not being able to catch up with the demand. And that partially happened with CryptoKitties and whatnot. And so I know that you guys are trying to figure out the solution by transferring into another platform. But regardless, I'm just really interested in knowing, I know you guys are working hard to get all the different partners in place. When do you think realistically, and put a buffer if you need to, we'll be able to start seeing some of these solutions? Is it going to be 2 years from now, a year from now, 3-4 years from now?
I think that it's realistic. It's realistic 2-3 years from now to have real solutions and real mass adoption. Because if you see some big businesses like Facebook, like Airbnb, like Booking, they're on the markets for 15-20 years, and they really need a lot of time to adopt and to develop themselves like really big businesses that are really but I mean that with the blockchain technology, I think that this process is much more faster. And from one part, we have all these blockchains and these thousands and tens of thousands of developers that are solving and upgrading these systems and bringing more and more value to the technology infrastructure. But also with projects like Locktrip, like Evedo, like a lot other projects that are some kind of real usage of this technology. And if we think about the blockchain, this is the internet. The projects like Locktrip and Evedo are the websites. Without websites, without eBay, without Facebook, without
However, again, I think something that we need to keep into consideration is that probably big corporation, I mean, we know Facebook has a blockchain department now, and perhaps Eventbrite has a blockchain department. I mean, I know that it's really hard to get access to blockchain developers, but a lot of these corporations are also probably trying to come up with solutions. So that's where you guys come in and try to sort of race them to it. So I guess I'm interested in knowing, as far as like now, you know, and dealing with this problem now, what can people do to sort of cross-check information and ensure that whatever they sign up for, as far as like concert, that they're going to be able to protect themselves? I mean, I guess they could have done chargebacks. I don't know.
Yeah. You mean when they buy a ticket?
Yeah, when they buy a ticket. Like, what's a good way in order to protect yourself from situations like that?
If you're the
interim, you know, like now that since we don't have blockchain in place at this point, what's a good way to protect yourself?
Happening now, you're going and you're buying a ticket for the event, and if the event on some way is canceled, then you start one kind of nightmare, because you call the event company, you call the ticketing company, there's so many paperwork that you need to do, emails, communications, and maybe in a couple of months you receive back your your money. And it's really complicated process. Also, from the event organizer part, let's say that most of the event organizers are not they're serious, and they want to do properly their events. Also, it's a problem for them that they do not receive the money right after or before the event is finished, and they need to invest money to take loans or
Right,
to
because they need
speak
to
with
pay
some.
their vendors, obviously.
Exactly. And nobody wants to. When you book an artist, you need to pay most of the times, if he is a star, 100% of his money before the event. And actually, again, here about FYRE Festival, one of the big problems there is that the bands that they say that they will come to sing, they don't even approve that they will come to sing. And
Yeah, so what happened with that? But they didn't even pay them, right? And so then that's why nobody showed up. I don't even remember.
they did not pay to them, and also they even don't have approval for them that they will come to sing. And that's really ridiculous, because I think Blink 182 or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
Blink 182.
that's the ongoing joke. Why did you spend $4,000 to go watch Blink 182?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But with let's say if you use Evedo to book these artists,
Yeah.
you will have a public codes of the payment that you do to these guys, and you're sure that even if you're a attendee and you just bought a ticket for $4,000, you can go and check the status of the event and the negotiations with all the parts that are there. You can see that there is real negotiation and real payments to the bands or to the DJ, or also to the venue, and on that way you will be really sure that these guys are doing something serious. They are not just using some influencers that that say something that it's not
Right.
true.
Well, I mean, personally, it's really interesting what's happening, because I mean, it's not just like this documentary in general, but I think that the internet's been around for like 10 plus years, or I mean more at this point, 20 years. I am obviously don't know what I'm talking about, but anyways, so I think we're at this like sort of like third wave where we realize all the manipulations that are happening and all the deceptions. And so this is a perfect era for blockchain to come in and hopefully be able to fix some of these problems, inherent problems that we're currently seeing. However, like it's going to take a while, it's going to take time. And so I'm excited that there's platforms like you guys, Evado coming into the Evado, right? Evito, sorry.
Evedo, yeah.
Evito coming into trying to resolve some of these issues, specifically in the event space. So I mean, just in general, like as we wrap this up, I'd love to hear like some of the things you're excited about and some of the other problems you think potentially like blockchain could help solve in the future.
Yeah, about the event industry.
Yeah, about the event
Yes.
industry.
Yeah, actually, there's a bunch of problems that we solve, and we're really exciting about, and I'm also very excited about, because I have these problems in my everyday work with my event company.
Right.
And for example, when you book an artist, if it's not, let's say the big artists, they are very, very professional. But if you book some middle sized artist, or some beginner, but you need it for some local party, let's say, you're really not sure what will happen. And I have cases that we do some little party with 200 people, and the DJ just don't come. He
Oh wow.
he
He doesn't show up.
didn't phone, he doesn't show up, but he takes the money. before that. It's a problem. It's a and if I'm using a video, I will pay him. But if he didn't show up, I'm sure that I will take my money back after that. And also he will be motivated to come because he didn't take his money before he's doing his job.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's brilliant. It's just a way of digitizing contracts to make sure that everyone honors their part of the contract, whether you're an event goer or whether you're talent or whether you are the person organizing the event. And this is something we're going to need in the future, more and more. And I mean, I'm sure, I mean, FYRE Festival got so much attention because I mean, the amount of dollars that they were able to scan individuals, not just event goers, but also workers in the Bahamas. So definitely it's important. I'm sure there's other events that happen all around the world where people got scammed and we just never heard about it. Because obviously they didn't have as much press around it. So it's important for everyone to protect themselves. So I'm super excited about this project. When are we? Where can we hear?
Also,
Yeah, tell me.
I just want to say another one thing about the a kind of motivation for all the event organizers in the platform will be that they can the top rated event organizers that are doing only serious event and they have really great background and they do brilliant events. They will have the chance to use the tokens from the ticket sales even before the event to pay in the business to business ecosystem, which is another one kind of innovation in this field. Let's say you're doing some party for 10 years and every year you're very serious about this and there is no fraud, there's a lot of people that attend and everything is okay. Then it's a kind of to use you can pay to your artists from the tickets that you sell in the ecosystem. And
that's great. So you can do kind of like affiliate
exactly.
That's amazing. So where can we follow you on Evita? Where can we follow you on social media?
Of course, you can join our Telegram group. It's called Evido. Also, you can go to our website, evido.co. We have all the social medias there, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. And
you said when are you going to launch again? The first beta? Was it a month from now?
The first alpha is planned for next week.
Awesome.
Kind of demo, only how it works, and you can create some event, you can sell tickets, but it will be only on a demo version because we still don't have the blockchain part. We are developing now the blockchain part. We are also now in a process of development the business to business marketplace, and actually we are planning launching the alpha of business to business marketplace on Q2. And now we're launching the alpha of the business to client marketplace with the ticketing. And
I'm excited. I'm sure you have lots of pressure because I could see plenty of event planners and DJs who would want to use a platform like this, and the industry really needs it. So it's really exciting. Awesome.
Now I'm really happy that every day I have a lot of calls with our early adopters. And there are hundreds now. We do some really key partnerships with festival organizers. We're moving with the team now on Sunday to Thailand. We'll be there next 1 month.
Nice.
And we're doing some key partnerships for Asia, and some really interesting things are happening last months with the project, and we are excited. And
make sure to keep us posted. You'll have to come back on the podcast.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
I'll give a lot of say in 3 months.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Stoyan, for coming on the show as well. Make sure to subscribe to That Crypto Hustle podcast on YouTube and also available on iTunes. Make sure to share the word out with all your friends and help us grow the channel. Thank you, guys.
Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for listening today. If you haven't already, please write a review on iTunes and/or Stitcher. If you like the episode, make sure to share it with your friends and don't be shy. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, or Facebook group or Telegram, That Crypto Hustle, and keep on representing. Bye, guys.